Hey, welcome back guys. Today in this video, we are going to look at the basics of navigation. So what all we have done so far is always been on the main.dart file as our entry point. When we created the basic screens, when we even did our expense list, the main.dart was always calling the internal widgets, which was responsible for that particular screen, like our expense list. The expense list is getting called from the main.dart. But today, what we will try to do is have a dashboard screen where we will have something to tap on. Obviously, on mobile, this is tap. On web, it is click, right? So we will have something to tap on, and then on that tap, we would like the user to be taken to this particular screen as a typical mobile app navigation. So let's get started. First of all, let me create a page called dashboard.dart. Now, obviously, this will be a stateless component. So this is the boilerplate. We will name it dashboard, and I need to import the material dart. Okay, this is done. Now, because this is a page, we would like to have a scaffold instead of a container. So inside the scaffold, we will have our app bar because that's where the title will come in. If you haven't seen those videos, I would request you to go through the tutorials or the videos which are there in this particular playlist, which you will be able to see and understand what I'm talking about. App bar. And then I don't have actions in it. I have title. And inside title, I can have a text. So text. And then I need body. And inside the body, let's for now center some text and see how this looks. Center takes a child. Something like this, right? And then obviously this is not going to make any difference to our app so far because we haven't loaded it yet. So I'll do this and get rid of that particular package file, and we are here. Okay, this is fine. So we are loading something on the main screen, which is something not too difficult. We have done this. But then how do we handle the click of this particular thing? That's more important because it's a text, and some widgets in Flutter, for example, a button or a raised button, right? They will have tap behaviors attached to it. Very similar to how a button has an on-click event in web. But then if this is a text, how do we handle that? So Flutter gives us something called as gesture detector. And inside the gesture detector, it will expect a child. So I'm going to send everything, and it needs to have a tap function. Okay. Inside the tap function, for now, let's just see if we are able to even get the click. Okay. In a web application, I would typically do a console log, but obviously this is a mobile. So why don't we do something like constant snack bar? This is one more widget which allows us to show a small pop-up kind of a thing. It's not a pop-up, rather, how do you call this? Snack bars are small little notification things coming up from the bottom of the screen. So I'll use that content. Okay, this is something which is, as a variable, we have created a snack bar. And then to show a snack bar, We have something called a scaffold messenger, and we use the off method of it to send the context, and then do show snack bar and send the variable which we just created. Okay, just remember these two lines of code and you should be able to show anything as a snack bar item. You can even create a template out of it so that instead of writing these two lines, we can use that template. Okay, so this is done. Ideally, if everything is wrong, my bad. Ideally, if something, rather everything is correct, we should get that snack bar, and we do. Right? I was clicked is coming whenever I am tapping on that text. So this is fine, which means our console.log is working. Now let's see how we can navigate. So the navigation part is also quite easy. It's not uh, any rocket science or something like that. Basically, we get a class called navigator. Navigator, right? And navigator has a method called push. The push method gets two parameters, the context and the route. So the context is fine. We will just pass the context as is. To pass the route, we will do material. I'll just get rid of those hints. Material page route is something which we have. In that, we can pass into the builder, we will pass the context and then constant expenses. This is the page which it needs to go to. And yeah, so this is just the syntax. Just remember that material page route takes a build it takes a builder method where we first pass the context and we also return the page which it needs to go to. I think we can even pass the context inside this page if we want to, but I haven't seen that yet. And let's click on welcome to Dash. Will this work? It does. Can you see? It took us to the expenses page and it also gives us this back button. Neat, isn't it? So our entire navigation is working. It's a push to this particular page. And if I do back, it's basically a pop because it is going back. And if I'm not wrong, even the hardware back button should work. And it does. As you can see, I can minimize. I can go to this app. And if I do back, it remembers, it takes me back to the same page where I came from, which is the dashboard. So yes, this is how we can do a basic level of routing or navigation within our mobile application using Flutter. If you like this video, do click on the thumbs up icon and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.